So it's been a couple weeks since I did the initial unboxing and review of the Sunlu 3D printing mate, or the AMS heater, whatever you want to call it. And in that video, there were a couple questions in the comments section down below that were asking a couple questions that I didn't actually cover in the video. One of them being, how much taller does it make the AMS than the standard lid? So I've got the standard lid. And it's actually a lot less than I thought. Maybe 3/4 of an inch is what it adds to the overall height of the AMS. Because you got to remember, the lid that comes standard with the AMS is kind of curved to fit the rolls of filament, obviously. So it really doesn't add that much overall height. I think I had answered one of those comments with 1 to 2 inches maybe, but just looking at it now, I don't even think it adds an inch to the overall height of the AMS. So those of you who have printers on a rack and have the AMS maybe sitting on top of it, you probably only need, like I said, another inch or so on top of what you already have for the AMS. Obviously, if you got to get things like filament out of there, this lid is a little bit more space saving because of the design of it. You only have to lift it up so far to get the filament out. Whereas this lid, as you lift it up, the top of it is kind of gonna hit the underside of your shelf. Whereas this one, you kind of gain more space as you lift it up because the front of it is actually lower than the middle point. So maybe 2 inches would be a safe bet if you're trying to replace this lid. If you've got it on a rack underneath something, you may have to lift that rack or that shelf up a couple inches to make the 3D printing mate work. But I have been using it for the last couple of weeks, and it's kind of a great addition because a lot of times what I'll do is throw a couple spools of filament in there without actually having anything in mind to print. But if I can throw a couple spools of PLA, a couple spools of PETG into there, throw the dryer on for 6 hours. It's got a little flap at the top so you can let it breathe and air out so the moisture's not just building up inside of it. Then when I need to print something, it's sealed, closed, so the filament's pretty much ready to go. So I can have 4 colors inside of the AMS ready to go. When I need to print something, I know what it is on my computer because AMS system syncs up with Orca Slicer and Bamboo Studio. So depending on what it is that I need to print, it's all ready to go, it's all dry. And I can just come back down here. If it's something like nylon that I have loaded into there, I can turn it back on so it's actively drying as it's printing. Being able to have a dryer on there actually makes sense. It's something that a lot of the new units are coming out with, whether it's the AMS 2 Pro, the AMS HT, even the Ace Pro unit from the Anycubic machines. They all have dryers built into them, so you can either actively dry while you're printing or dry it beforehand. And honestly, I think it's a really smart idea, especially for those of us who have the original AMS unit and maybe don't want to invest in something like the AMS 2 Pro quite yet. Now, obviously, it's not as good as a regular secondary drying unit in the sense that if you want to be able to print with all 4 colors from there, or you have a couple spools you want to dry before you're printing, you're either going to have to clear out some of the slots in the AMS or pre-dry them somewhere else, pre-dry them in the unit itself. But for me, with these printers not running 24/7 as much, I think it actually makes a lot of sense because, like I said, I can load the filament up into there, turn the machine on, and then kind of let it do its thing while I go decide what it is I'm gonna print for either the business or my next video. So it's kind of just a pre-cycle, if you will. And now, not all filament needs the full 6 hours to dry, especially in my shop where I've got a mini split running, I've got a dehumidifier running. So generally speaking, unless we get a lot of rain, it's pretty dry in here. But for things like PETG, maybe nylon in particular, I do like to pre-dry those, and especially with nylon, I like to have it drying while I'm printing just to give me the best possible results, especially if it's something that's larger. Now, with that said, with my particular unit here, the P1P, I'm not really doing a lot of printing with nylon or ABS, ASA, all of those types of filaments, like they enjoy an enclosed chamber. So if I'm printing with stuff like nylon, ASA, ABS, I'll typically use something like the 5M Pro here, or the Plus 4 from Cheedy, or even the Anycubic Cobra S1, because they're all enclosed machines. Now you can print the enclosure pieces or buy the upgrade kit for the P1P to kind of turn it into a P1S, but for most of what I'm sending to the P1P, the open frame design is perfectly fine. All that said, I've pretty much been running the AMS heater for the last couple of weeks every time that I want to use the P1P. It's off right now because I've got enough noises in here making fan noises. But if I know I'm going to be printing something, even if it's just PLA, it's on there, so it doesn't hurt to give it a couple hours of dry time or even let it dry as things are printing. Something I did want to make mention of that I don't think I covered in the initial video on this unit is it does have a max dry time of 99 hours like all of Sunlu's other machines, at least the ones that I have. You can basically set it to dry for a full 99 hours if you have a reason to do that or you want to continuously keep it going. And this unit in particular has a max temperature of 70 degrees Celsius. So anything that's like nylon, you might want to pre-dry it first. This will do just fine keeping it at a steady moisture level at that 70 degrees Celsius, but nylon does like higher temperatures when it's drying, 80, 90, 100 degrees even, to really get that moisture out of there because it does absorb moisture quite a bit. And just to answer a few questions that some of you had in the comments of that previous video, Jack asks, how does it compare to the EBOS, Dias, or Tetris? I'm not 100% sure because I don't have those units on hand, but I guess one thing I would mention is it's obviously on top of the AMS unit, so it's not a secondary dryer unit. It's just a cover that provides heat to the AMS that's already hooked up to your machine, so you're actively drying the filament from the AMS versus having to use one of those other systems or even another filament dryer from Sunlu. You know, it's basically just replacing the lid to your AMS unit, so you're still able to use all of that functionality of the AMS system while the filament's being dried in there. Like I mentioned before, one of the questions was, can you tell me what the overall height is of the AMS with the dryer? I'm assuming it adds some extra height. Like I showed at the beginning of this video, this question was asked by Matt Mullen. So Matt, it really only adds about an extra 3/4 of an inch to the overall height of the AMS unit. But like I showed, as you lift this top part up, I guess technically speaking, because the regular lid of the AMS is rounded, you are gonna need a little bit more height because, well, this thing at its highest point there is definitely gonna be higher than a normal AMS lid. As far as the actual overall height of the unit, obviously it's one size, it's got a flat top, but it puts it in just over 9.5 inches tall, right around 9 5/8 inches tall. And for those of you who wanted it in millimeters, that's 244.475 millimeters, right around 244, 245 millimeters is the total overall height with this unit on top. With the unit fully open, like you're seeing now, it's 15.5 inches tall. And I would say if you have it open like this, right around the same, 15.5 inches tall. So ideally you're gonna want at least 15, 16 inches on top of the unit if you wanna be able to effectively, you know, reach in there and get your filament out. I mean, you could probably do it with about that much height, but again, it's still about 15 or so inches. And in millimeters, that comes out to 393.7. So you're gonna want about 394 millimeters or 15.5 inches to actually be able to get your filament out with the AMS heater on top. And that's pretty much all I've got as far as questions go on the Sunlu AMS heater or the 3D printing mate. They do have it labeled as 3D printing mate on it. But they also call it AMS heater in their book. So anyway, those are pretty much all of the questions that were in the comments section of that previous video. If you have any more questions about it, leave them down below in the comments section of this video. Other than that, it's basically a filament dryer that's attached to your AMS system, so you can either pre-dry your filament overnight or use it to keep the filament that's currently in there dry while you're printing. Very similar to the AMS 2 Pro or even the Ace Pro unit from Anycubic, but with the perks of having it built into the AMS system and not having to go out and spend a couple $100 on the new AMS 2 Pro if you still have one of the older P1 or X1 series machines. Before I end this one though, I did want to mention real quick, if you have your machines plugged into something like a UPS or a battery bank, this is gonna add 220 watts, at least that's the rated power of the AMS heater. So just be wary of that. If you're running a couple machines, 3, 4, 5 machines off of a single UPS, just remember to space out the startup times depending on your UPS's capabilities. And also prepare for an extra 220 watts of power being drawn for the AMS heater. Hopefully this was able to answer some of the questions that you had from the previous video. If you haven't seen that one, hopefully this was able to introduce you to something different for your AMS system. And if you are interested in picking one up for yourself to keep your filaments dry while printing or pre-drying, all that good stuff, there is a link down in the description below. And if you haven't seen that initial video, I got it queued up for you right here to go check out. I will see you folks in the next video where we test out some easy PA printing on the Qidi Plus 4, thanks to your suggestions. Take care, folks.